Hello everybody, it's Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So I ran a little poll on my community tab on my channel, and I didn't actually put specific questions. I put sort of themes like love, career, money and other, and it was neck and neck between love and career for quite a while, and so I left it for a bit longer. And then there was just a vote or two that toppled it over and we went into love. Excuse me. Love. And I thought, well, I don't want to do what's ahead for you in your love life because I've done a couple of those recently. You can go back and check over the past few videos. What I decided to do was what they're doing versus what they feel. So this can be your love interest, your crush, your partner, your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You have to take that as you want it, what they're doing versus what they're feeling about you, your relationship, the situation you're in. Again, just adapt what's being said in the reading to your personal situation. Excuse me. And I want to remind you that this is a general reading aimed at a lot of people, so it won't resonate with you specifically, or it's not likely to. It would be great if it does, and let me know in the comments section if that is the case. If you want something that's very specific according to your particular life and situation, you do need to get a private reading with me, and that can be on anything: your love life, your career, your finances, your future, anything. The time is yours that you pay me for. So check the description box for details on that, and I'll get right back to you. I am just about starting Zoom readings as well. I've done a couple of Zoom readings. I wanted to give those a go before I sort of advertise publicly, because I'm in the UK and I have an international audience. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky to organise it, but I've actually managed to sort it all out to everyone's satisfaction, and on my success, I'm now offering Zoom readings as well as recorded readings that will be uploaded to you that you can watch again and again. So yeah, a live reading is available. So just contact me about that and say you'd like a Zoom reading, and we shall go from there and organise a suitable complementary time between the two of us. I look forward to hearing from you. So now on to the readings. So we've got option 1, which is the cross, option 2, which is the book, and option 3, which is the fish. So I want you to think about your person of interest, think about the situation, and I want you to clear your mind. I want you to let go of any bad feelings or any positive feelings or anything. I want you to try and remain open and calm. And when you feel ready to go ahead and make your choice. Don't doubt yourself, don't overthink it, trust your instincts. And when you've done that, please go ahead and press the timestamps provided, and I'll be waiting for you at your reading. So those of you that chose number 1, the cross, this is your reading. I just want to remind you that this is general, and if you want something more specific, you're going to have to pay for a private reading, either, with me preferably, but understandably if you choose other people. And check the description box for details on that if you do decide to go ahead and treat yourself to a private tarot reading. I offer high quality, in-depth readings for you. So these cards represent what they're doing, so this should seem familiar to you. This is their ambitions, what they're planning on doing or actually doing, and what's actions they're taking. 9 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and 4 of Cups. Yeah, so it seems to me that what they're actually doing is withdrawing from you. They're not perhaps they're not answering your text messages, they're not answering your calls, they're it's almost like they're going solo, or at least anticipating going off alone. Or alternatively, for some of you, they're waiting for you to call them. But I'm feeling for the majority of you, what they're actually doing is withdrawing into themselves, and they're focusing on something. So maybe you've had a fight, maybe you've asked them a question, or they've asked you a question, and they're really, really focusing on this one thing, this fight you've had, this disagreement, this change in the future, or it doesn't have to be necessarily about the relationship. There's a lot going on in the world. It could be something else that's going on in their life that's impacted you both. Like maybe they've lost their job and they're really, really thinking about getting another job, and they're focusing on applying for jobs and brushing up their CV and what else can they do? Can they retrain and all this kind of stuff? And yeah, they're focusing on that and not noticing necessarily you. I mean, I feel that you are these sort of fairies coming and saying, why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you answering me? Why are things suddenly changed? Where's the focus gone? And they're just focusing on something, and that's the action they're taking, and that's what they're planning on doing, is withdrawing, in a sense, into themselves in order to come to terms with something, to make a decision about something, or that they're just really, really, really focused on one thing and they can't focus on anything else. I feel that they're really trying to create something new in their life. And I know a lot of people now, because of COVID, are struggling and not certain what's happening financially or with their jobs, that they can't actively do their jobs. And so, they're just focusing on something else. And I don't feel that's a detriment to you. I just feel that there's something going on. As I say, working out what they're going to be working towards in the future. So I think this is going to be particularly relevant for you, number ones. What are they feeling at this time? What are they feeling about you, the relationship, what's gone on? 5 of Swords, Temperance, 6. Yeah, so I think what they're trying to do is definitely balance out everything. They're trying to balance out their feelings. They're trying to find their equilibrium. They're trying to resolve the internal issues. And I do feel these are very much internal issues. I think they're trying to take a few risks. I think they're trying to win. They're trying to win, whether it's to win you, to win overall, or to win this job, as I say, I feel for some of you. They're trying to get back on course. They're trying to get back into the game. They're trying to take a few risks and do some things that are exciting. And what they feel is that they want to connect to you, but they can't really until they've balanced out these emotions and begun to live in the moment, I feel. I think they're trapped in the past. Like, let me just take the job as an example, but adapt it to whatever's gone on. So, if you've had a fight, it's like pretty fight, but it's like they've had their job and they've lost it because of COVID. Maybe the business has gone bust, or maybe their employers have had to furlough them and they can't live life as they normally would. And they're trying to reconcile themselves to that. But what they feel about you in the relationship is that you're exciting, that you're something to take a risk on, that there's something that intimate about it. But they have to balance out their feelings about what's going on and sort of blend them in with the future that you hold for them. And it doesn't matter how long you've been together. They're trying to reconcile with what they had, with what's ahead for them, what they've got in their hands, what's going on now. And they're trying to live in the moment. They're trying not to sort of... Have you ever heard the phrase borrow trouble? So they're like, try not to borrow trouble, that the problems haven't arisen yet. And anyway, you've probably solved them in the future, so don't panic. And that's what they're trying to do. This is what they feel, that I don't think they want to burden you with their problems. Now, some of you are going to be like, no, that's what I'm there for. So, you can reach out to them, but they're trying to live in the moment and deal with these things in the moment. They don't want to carry them on into the future. So I feel any neglect that might be happening in this connection is not maliciously felt. It's really that I just feel that something's happened to them and they're just so perplexed and confused, and they're just sort of, I've got to deal with this. I've got to spend all my hours perfecting my CV. I've got to try and improve my business. I've got to try and trade. I've got to try and earn some money. But they do feel good about you. You offer them comfort and succor. You're offering them warmth and balance. I think that you do balance them out and provide them with that equilibrium. It's just, I feel that this is just so going on. I'm going to look at these now because these are the contributing factor. This is what's causing this sort of situation. Shield, you need to defend yourself. Yeah, they're upset about something. So those of you that maybe you've had a fight with this person, they're trying to get past this fight and balance out their feelings with what they want from you. Take care, enemies are working against you. So maybe the enemies doesn't have to necessarily be a person. It can be the stress is the enemy, the anxiety is the enemy, that what they're trying to deal with is the problem. And romance, celebration, party, yeah, they want the romance and the celebration and the party. They want things to pick up and be better. So whatever's caused this, which I feel for this group, it's definitely that you're not in communication, that what they're doing is not communicating with you. It's because they've got stuff to deal with and they want to come back the triumphant partner, the person that says, yeah, I've got a job, but yeah, I'm starting Monday. Ooh, you know, and the enemies that can be working against you, some of you that might resonate completely, but I do feel it's more to do with spiritually and internally, this message. This is something going on within them that they've got to resolve and reconcile. And it doesn't mean they don't want you. I think they want to minimize any problems. They don't want to have to deal with anybody else's problems or to have someone else to worry about or anything like that. So that's your reading, those of you that chose number 1. I hope that it's helped you. If you want a private reading on this situation, I'm offering Zoom readings now, as explained in the introduction. So just contact me and we'll discuss it and take it from there. But otherwise, you take very good care of yourself and your person. I think they are going through a rough patch. Be good. Thank you for listening and goodbye. Okie dokie, those of you that chose number 2, the book, what's your person sort of doing versus what they feel? So they might be compatible, they might be completely the opposite, like they feel one way and they're doing something else. So you've got to adapt, because I don't know what situation that you are in this relationship, so just adapt what I'm saying to your particular circumstances. So what they're doing, what action they're taking, we've got King of Cups, King of Wands, and the Star. So they're trying to be really mature. They're really trying to aspire to something better. They're balancing their emotions. They're being emotionally mature, emotionally fair and intelligent. They're trying to balance out their head and their heart. They're trying to understand your perspective and using their maturity and experience and wisdom in order to get a really good outcome. They're also, you know, this is an advanced person. They've got 2 kings and a star, and the King of Wands tells me that they are feeling passionate and they're showing you their passion and their experience in whatever the situation is between the two of you. And they're really going for it in a mature way. They want this to be an enduring, long-lasting connection. They're not playing for a one-night stand or for a little bit of a flirtation. There's good intentions here. There's also, as I say, hope and aspiration and wishes. They want this. They're following their wish and their desire. They're desiring great opportunities and to have a stunning future with you. Yeah. So what they're doing is really grown up stuff. They're willing to work through any problems that you have. They're willing to take inspired action. They're willing to be bold and brave and passionate and courageous, as well as tempering it with sensitivity and wisdom. Really just rings out to me. This feels like an older person, like they've had a few relationships, or you've been together with this person and they're experienced in you and your connection. And if not, they're experienced in other relationships and they want this one to be long lasting and to go the distance. And that's the actions, that action they take is to support this star moment of having a wish come true. So what are they feeling at the moment in regards to what's gone on, you, the relationship, whatever? So we've got the Two of Swords, the Devil, and the Stars again. So what do they feel? I mean, what they're feeling is that it's hard work, that you're making them work for it, that it's hard work to attract you and to entice you, that you're not really promising any more than you can give. If they're sort of offering this flower and offering their love, a date, their romance, their overtures, and you're like, I'm not sure, I'm not really sure I'm ready to, roll in the hay with you or go out with you. I'm not looking for a committed relationship, but they want one. And they feel really passionate about you. They desire you greatly. They do want to have sex with you and have lots of sex. There's this passion there. They do desire you. And the Stars, again, they want to nourish you and be nourished. There's this aspiration to have a spiritually interesting and satisfying connection with you, a relationship. This person's really got the hots for you, to put it simply. They really, really have got it bad for you, and they really want something to, they don't, as I say, they don't want to have a one-night stand. That's not going to please them. That's not going to satisfy them. They want something long-term and enduring, and they have the wisdom to match that. But yeah, they just feel that you're just making them work for it. You're playing hard to get, which I don't blame you. So let's see what the deciding factors are, the contributing factors to this situation and this sort of reason why you're thinking, well, what do they, what they're doing versus what they feel. Camel, persevere and you will overcome problems. I said that, they're not going away. Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Okay, so let's see. And Bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So yeah, they're not going anywhere. They're convinced they can convince you to give them a go, to give them a try. But they're not sure how to move forward. And that sort of makes sense in terms of the Two of Swords here. They're trying things that previously have worked, but they're not working with you because you're a distinctly different person to either the person that you were before. Maybe this is a new stage in your relationship. Maybe there's something happened that's not happened before in your relationship. But if this is a new person that you've sort of, that is relatively new to you, you're not responding in the way that women or men normally or anything responds to them. It's completely different. And so they're confused, like, what shall I do next? And that's why they're really drawing on every bit of experience and knowledge that they have in order to achieve their star moment. They're really trying to think their way through this. And this is a smart person. This is a higher tier level person. So I'm going to tell you, they're going to probably succeed. That you might end up giving them a chance, just if nothing else, to give them a date to, get them to back off a bit maybe. I mean, if this is sort of serious, freaky, stalker level stuff, take it in another vein. I mean, if this is someone you fancy and you're thinking isn't taking it seriously because of, what you know about them, they want something different with you. If this is somebody that you're like, I don't like them, they disturb me and all that kind of stuff, it takes on a different slant, this reading, in which case you must take steps to make it clear to them that you're not interested and you're not going to be interested, and can they step aside, please? You do not need to put up with any unwanted attention at all. So be assured in that. But I think for the most of you, this is somebody that has very positive energy. It's mature energy. And for those few of you that it's a bit creepy and unwanted, as I say, you just take it seriously and seek help from the appropriate authorities. But no, I do feel for a lot of you that what they're feeling is they're not going to back down, and that there's a way forward through this, and that they're going to get their star moment with you there. Lying under the stars, feeling nourished moment with you. So I'm going to leave it there for you. Let me know in the comments if it resonates and all the rest of it. And if you want a private reading based on this or anything else that you've got, I am doing Zoom readings now. So send me an email at oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and we'll have a discussion about what we can do about that. So otherwise, please take very good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, last but not least, the fishies. So what do they feel versus what they're doing, I suppose. I haven't decided what the exact title will be, but you get the drift of what it's all about. So remember, this is a general reading and you're just going to have to adapt what I say to your particular circumstances. And if you want something very specific and bespoke to your particular situation, contact me about a private reading. As I said, I'm now doing Zoom reading, so we might be able to talk face to face. So this is what they're doing. This is what action they're taking or planning on taking. And we've got the Magician. Oh, the Eight of Swords. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so they're veering between going off, being empowered, doing their own thing, getting back out there, maybe trying to meet new people. Remember, I don't know exactly where you are, if this is your crush or your marriage partner or any of the ones in between. But they're veering between going off and staying where they are. And they can't decide between the two. So I can say no action seems to be, they're not ready to take action yet. I think they're in the still thinking phase. They're convinced that there's a better future out there for them and they just need to step out and get it, but they're trapped in this situation. So maybe, what's going on with the two of you. Maybe you've had a fight, maybe it's a toxic relationship and it's unhealthy. But I think they're feeling that they can get out and do their own thing and be the magician and manifest their desires and manifest a better future for themselves. But there's also this sort of knowledge that they're going to stay where they are, even if they can't see a better way out, or they can see a better way out and they can't aspire to it. There's also the opportunity of staying where they are versus being free, but they can't decide between the two. They veer between perhaps staying with you in this relationship, this connection, or pursuing an interest with you versus just leaving the situation and going. And it's that simple. They don't know. So I wouldn't, at this moment in time of you listening to this video, I wouldn't be assured of any action that they take. They could choose either. So how do they feel? Maybe that'll help us. Queen of Swords, High Priestess, Hermit. So how do they feel? They want to walk away. They're ready to just jettison this connection. They don't feel it's going anywhere and it hurts them at points. So I don't know what's gone on here. But they're also looking back. They feel that there's a history there, that there's a knowledge between the two of you, that they're wise enough to deal with it, that there are solutions within themselves and perhaps their experiences with this connection. But they feel isolated. They feel like the hermit. They feel that they're alone in this relationship, that they're not with you. So for some of you, this could be a crush or someone that you feel has a crush on you. And they're just at the point where they're just going to write it off. They're just going to write it off and walk away. Yeah, they're just ready to... They're just feeling that it's time to walk away and rely on themselves and be self-sufficient. So I'm leaning towards, at the moment, if you're watching this video, again, I'm still not going to commit myself because of the Two of Pentacles, is that I think they're ready to just go off on the magician side of things and go it alone. Like this relationship's run its course, or it's too toxic, or there's just too many things going on and too many issues. But there's something holding them back, and I think that's what they're trying to resolve with the Hermit. They're trying to go within, and with the High Priestess, go within, delve into their intuition and their spirituality and their feelings and what they know, your past history, their past experiences even, and to just sort of say, okay, I'm just going to wash my hands of this and start again somewhere else. So that's what they're feeling at the moment. So let's see what the contributing factors are. And I think this makes sense. I only wanted 3, but 4 came out. So you must need an extra card. These are what's contributing to this situation. Angel, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Yeah, That's what they're really seeking, and I think they're probably getting it as well. Dog, close up. Pleasure with a close friend. So is there someone that's close to them that's talking things through with them? You know, this could be staying with a friend who's already got a boyfriend or girlfriend, and they're detached from that, but they're stopping over at someone else's place in order to try and get a bit of distance from this situation in order to make a choice. Woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. So I don't know who this woman is. Hopefully you will have an intuition. It could be anyone. It could be a friend that they're stopping with, or their mother or a sister or an aunt. It could be a relation of theirs, as well as maybe they're seeking therapy, a therapist or something. Whale, great worry over nothing. So for some of you, this is sort of a situation that's been blown out of all proportion. And that is happening an awful lot in lockdown. People are restricted from having the freedom to go about their day-to-day lives. They can't socialise in the way they normally would. And people are sort of stuck indoors so much. And a lot of people have spent more time with each other at home than they ever have before. And unfortunately discovering that maybe they don't have as much in common with their partner as they initially thought. And unfortunately, some marriages and so on are falling apart. So I think a lot of it, from my experience of talking with people and helping them, is that for some it is a great worry over nothing, that small things get blown out of all proportion because there's this stress over not being able to perhaps travel and have your holiday away from work, that you get a bit of time away from work and all you can do is spend the time in the garden. You haven't been able to go abroad and travel as you would like to, or visit family as much as you would want to because they're in different households and you can't associate with them. Or you're working from home, so you're really just stuck at home 24/7 and a bit isolated and not getting enough exercise or fresh air or communication with other people. And so the smallest things in a relationship suddenly blow out of proportion because you haven't got that distance. So for some of you, this distance and this desire to sort of be wise about it might help you, in that this other person might offer a bit of perspective, and being away from you offers a bit of perspective on how great your relationship is and how it's worth saving. Because this is only for now. It could be in a few days they'll feel completely differently. But if they are stopping with a friend, they're okay with that friend. They're having fun. Their friend is helping them out, and they're sort of being protected from harm. They're getting the help that they need emotionally. And I think this person does need help emotionally, because whatever's happened has left them feeling really raw and in a bit of pain and a bit unsure. And this doesn't have to be anything that you've done, by the way. As I say, it could be something externally that's really impacted them as a person. But I think for the majority of you, this feels like there's something gone on within the relationship and it's caused a bit of turmoil. So I hope you resolve that. That's your reading, those of you that chose number 3. Hope that it's helped you. Please let me know in the comments section how it's resonated. And I can only wish you all the best of luck with whatever goes on, and hope that it comes to a satisfactory conclusion for the both of you. But otherwise, you please take very good care of yourself and them, because I think they do need it. And thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye.